Hello students, this is your economics teacher from St. Norbert Senior Secondary School, Damo. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 4 of macroeconomics, that is aggregate demand and related concept. So what is aggregate demand? In class 11, in microeconomics, we have studied market demand. What was market demand? It was the demand for a particular product. But in class 12, we are going to study the demand on whole. Aggregate means the whole demand. So, meaning the economy which is planning to buy all final goods and services, all the sectors of economy which are planning to buy all the final goods and services in a particular year, during a particular year at a particular income, that is known as aggregate demand. For example, I have a demand, I have ascertained the demand of rupees 10,000. Okay, this is my planned demand, but it can be lesser than, it can be more than 10,000, it can be of 12,000. Okay, so it is not the actual demand, it is only the planned demand, it is the expenditure. Aggregate demands means the expenditure we are planning. Next, components of aggregate demand. What factors constitute aggregate demand? First is private final consumption expenditure. Now, who are these people? These people are us, the consumers, the households. So, it is denoted by C. All the goods and services expenditure done by household come in this category. Investment expenditure. It is the expenditure done by private firms on capital goods. We have studied in class 11 the capital goods are machinery, building, etc. Next, we have government expenditure. Government expenditure are of two types. First is consumption expenditure like education, healthcare facilities, transport facilities, and another one is investment expenditure through which government can earn money, that is building of roads, highways, railways, etc. Next, we have net exports. The government expenditure is denoted by G. Next, we have net exports, that is X minus M. Now, export means the surplus quantity of any material produced in a country is sent to another country, that is export. What is import? Import means the crop or that particular commodity is not produced in our country, or if it is produced, then it is in a very less quantity than we used to import such commodities from other countries, that is import. So, difference between these two gives us the net exports. So, in class 12, we are going to study only these two things, the consumption and the investment. We are not going to study the government expenditure and net exports here in class 12. So, if we derive the formula, then the formula is aggregate demand is equal to consumption plus investment. So, let us understand aggregate demand with the help of schedule. So, when my income is 0, then also my consumption is 40. Now, what is this? I don't have any income. After that also my consumption is 40. This is known as autonomous consumption. It means that for my survival, if I don't have any income, also for my survival, I have to eat something like food and water. So, this is known as autonomous consumption, which is denoted by C bar. Okay, so as the income increases, you can see the consumption also increases. It is the nature of human that when the income is limited, he used to manage within that income, and as the income increases, then the expenditure also increases. Let us take an example that first, when a person earns 5,000, he uses a soaping bath, that is Lifebuoy. But when he gets 25,000 salary, then he uses Dove. I hope you can understand by this example well. So as the income increases, the consumption expenditure also increases. Now coming to the next, investment. Investment is just, you can see it is the same all over here. What is this investment? It is also known as autonomous investment, which I have not done to earn any profit here, but it is necessary for me to do this investment. Like I am living in a rented house, then I have to pay the rent. This is that kind of investment that is known as autonomous investment, which will be same throughout this process. Next, so when my income was 0, my consumption and investment and aggregate demand was 80. Now as my income increased, then my consumption increased, but my investment, autonomous investment, is 40 only, because it will remain the same. So it is 160. As we can see this table, we can observe that as our income is increased, but my consumption is not increasing parallelly. It is increasing, but it is not increasing parallelly. So this is aggregate demand. Let us understand by the graph. You can see here, when my income level is 0, my consumption expenditure is 40. That is denoted by C bar. As I have told you here, it is denoted by C bar. And my autonomous investment, it is same. So it is denoted by this line, investment. Investment here is same, and as we are seeing that our income is increasing, so our consumption expenditure is increasing. Now the total of both these two, the consumption expenditure plus investment, is our aggregate demand. It is also increasing, so it is in an increasing mode. Okay, a difference between these two will always be equal to aggregate demand. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept of aggregate demand and its concept. In the next video, we will learn the aggregate supply and its related concept. So you can watch this video repeatedly, and for any doubts you can have your queries solved.